Okay guys, it's time for honesty. I finished this page. I thought about it all night and I dislike it very much, and I didn't want it to be out there in the world on the internet reflecting on my work. So I'm going to dissect this and try and make this better, where I'm satisfied, where every time I open my book I'm not going to feel bad about what I've done. So I just wanted to be honest with you. So I'm going to set on some music and I'm going to go ahead and start dissecting this, and we'll see what we get here. Trying to see if I can save this piece here. The thing that's most important to me here are the photos, because they're original. And I'm going to do something to them I never thought I would do, but it's worth it because I'm not happy with this. And I think the thing that I disliked the most, well, first of all, I didn't care for the casualness of my writing here. I thought I was being great and doing all this, you know, a little bit more modern here. I didn't care for that. It just, with the script writing and everything, it just called for more of a formal look, I guess you could say. So that's where I'm taking it. So let me lay out something more here. I think I was able to get this off so I can use it on something. I'm not sure I'll use it on this page or not. So the thing I'm going to do here is cut this picture, and it's killing me. But I think that's going to be the answer to making me feel a little bit better. I'm going to leave the matting on here that we had done previously. And here we go. Again, I do have this scanned in, so it wouldn't be the original, but I do have these photos. I've got so many layers here that it's not cutting directly. Do this very carefully. And I mean, I'm concerned about these photos, but other than that, just always keep in mind when we're doing these scrapbook pages, it's only paper, okay? So everything can be fixed, and that's what I kept trying to tell myself last night. Okay, and I'm going to cut the zip strips off of here so I can reuse those, whether it be on something else or on this page. So let's get those cut out. I think when I ordered this collection, I actually ordered 2 sets, which I'm very thankful for at this point. And let's cut this one. All right. I'm looking at the writing on these sheets because it is directional. There we go. So what I think I'm wanting to do, this will be a double page layout. So I think that's part of what was bothering me. And I'm gonna bump these right up to the seam here. And I've kind of drawn out a little cheat sheet for myself. So I think I'm gonna come over in here and add these zip strips. I might add some more on here, I'm not sure. I have this chevron pattern going on over, oh goodness, I want to be able to see this all. I'm gonna just stack these for a moment. The chevron pattern is directional, so you want to be conscientious of that. So if I come in here like this, also on most of these papers in this collection, there is some distressing. Let me see if I can hold this up to the camera. You can see some brown in here. So there is distressing. And it is also on this zip strip, if you look carefully at that. So I was thinking about putting this on both of the edges, which I think would look good. Then what I wanted to do is bring in an additional paper. And I was thinking, I think that's going to be too busy. That's too tone on tone for me. I think I might be going with that one. Let me get some of this put down on the sheet and I'll be right back with you. All right, I think we're getting there. I think I'm much happier. So this is a new stamp from this catalog called Sweet Memories. And I'm gonna stamp out a couple things here and see what looks best on the page. So here we go. And I've never used this stamp before, so I need to prime it, which means just rubbing the back off of this so I can get some of that production, kind of like it's like a dust off of the back of the stamp, so we know it'll stamp okay. I'm stamping on the back of my my mat here, which has foam on it, so that helps with getting a really good impression from the stamp. So I'm gonna do 2 here. Actually, I might do 3. I can always use these because I'm putting them on our off-white paper. Photo Memories, that's the one I wanted. So this particular stamp has dies with it. So let me pull the dies out that would go with this set. Sorry for the noise, guys. I'm so excited that I'm happier with this layout. Okay. So on all my stamps, I always put a use date on them. So we are 2024, 01, I think it's the 16th. And I do that so I know if I'm not using a stamp, I could pass it on to someone maybe that could use it. Okay, so we've got this one, and I believe it's this one. Let me double check. Yep. And we've got a flower. Put this over off to my left. I always keep it close by because I put those stamps right away when I use them. So let's take these dies out of here for a minute. Sticking to the stuff. Let me prime this up. And then I'll always have a scratch piece of paper to test the stamp out on before I put it on my good paper. So let me grab that scrap piece of paper. I just use copy paper, or I also keep scraps of cardstock on my desk right near me, but right now I don't have that. So we're gonna try it on here, and I need to get some stamp books. Trying to get it straight on here. All right, I'm using my Intense Black ink. That's usually my go-to ink. And when I'm stamping and I've got a lot of room left on a stamping block, I'll usually put my stamp up towards the top. It makes for getting less ink where it shouldn't be. So let's ink this up for the first time of using the stamp. Might need to do a couple stamps here on my scratch piece just to see how this turns out. Yeah, we still need to do a couple more. Let's ink it up. This also, the stamp has more of a vintage look to it. I think one more time and we'll be good. So I think it's more appropriate for this picture. That was what my brain was fighting with. It just looked, things on the page looked out of place. There we go, nice clean stamp. So I'll get out my paper here that I want to put this stamp on. Stick that aside. Let's ink it up again. What this stamp says is, if you can't read it, let me see if I can turn it around. It's captured memories, and it has kind of a flourish on the ends of it. And you don't want to push too hard, but you want to let the ink set in. And the reason why I didn't want to push too hard is you won't be able to read the letters if it's too smushed. Happy with that. Put that one aside. This is the one that says Photo Memories. And keep in mind, this hasn't been stamped with yet. This is my first time using it. So I'm going to come back to my practice paper here. Put it down, and this is where the opposite side of your VersaMats really helps because of that spongy type material on the back of it. It gives you a cleaner stamp. Definitely need to redo that one again. Leave it on there for a little bit longer. Not as clean as I'd like still. I'm just double checking the cover here. There is some distressing on here. That's what I got to thinking. So if you look closely at the P and then the stamp I did over here, I didn't think it was stamping clear, but that's the way it was supposed to be. So I'm gonna try it once more on my practice sheet here and see what I come up with. I'm still getting some that I don't care for at the bottom, so let's try this one more time. I'm wondering if I forgot to prime this and try and take off some of the materials that were on here. That could be the case. I think that will work. So let me bring this over with my good paper. Make sure that you're putting them not too close together if you're using the same sheet, because you're going to need to be able to put the die around these to cut them out. Perfect. All right, put that aside and I'll wipe that off in just a moment. I'm gonna do some more priming on this. Get some of that material off. Come over here. Bring in my practice sheet of paper again. I've got to be careful because I've got ink on that stamping, on the stamping block. Oh, that's perfect, perfect. So let's try that here. I'm getting ink on myself. I need to be careful here. I'm going to stamp a couple more on some more sheets of those flowers. I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to show you something real quick before I move on. I use rubbing alcohol. I keep it on my desk for everything. And I wanted to show you, this is after I've cleaned it up. This was before. And I don't know, ages ago, I got this alcohol and I keep it on my desk, and this spray bottle is perfect. It's a Kroger's one. I don't know if they would still have it, but keep this so when you can clean off your blocks, or if you've got ink on something where it doesn't belong, this rubbing alcohol is perfect. Let me clean off the rest. Okay, I'm back. I think I've got a lot of it glued down, the major stuff. And I kind of wanted to, and I've done my die cutting, die cut those out, stamping and die cutting. Wanted to show you a couple of my storage items. This is where I have 2 or 3 of these. This is where I keep all of my, most of my little loose gems, things like that. This, and it comes with these things, these little boxes, which are perfect for your sequins, that type of thing. I got this at Harbor Freight with all of those little boxes in it, and I want to say it was under $5. So a perfect addition. Let me close this. I think I got some. So perfect. And they stack, and I keep all my neutrals in one, I keep my brights in one, I keep my pastels in another, I think. So, I mean, perfect storage thing for your little bits and bobs, if you will. And then once I separate a kit and I know I'm down to the nitty gritty, I will put them in these types of boxes. Get these, oh my gosh, just about anywhere. Usually I get them at Joann's or Michael's, and I have set for each color, I have just a couple, and I have them in some freezer bins, and I only allow myself this much in each color. I only allow this much, and then I have another tray just for numbers. Once I've not used this, I have to start trashing stuff, because I've learned if I get too much of the ephemera in particular, I get way overwhelmed. So these are, you know, my little bits and bobs. And when I get stuck and I need, not bits and bobs, the ephemera, some paper pieces, some dimensional pieces. If I get stuck and I can't find something I like in the set that I'm working on, then these are where I will go. So just thought you should be aware of that. So let's get busy and start doing some of this placing. This is the stamp that you were with me that we cut out. I think I'm going to put that up on some dimensional dots. Then the other thing I wanted to show you is sometimes my stamping or my die cutting doesn't always go perfect. And I will take that and just kind of stick it under the other ones. So I, you know, have the dimension, but you don't necessarily see it. So I think those will be going up in there. Then this is something else, again, I've had in my stash forever, and I think I mentioned it the other day that I have an issue with really liking gingham. So I might stick that up in there. And then, let me get this on screen so you can see it. This is something else that we stamped and I die cut with you. I think I want to put that down there. And again, I think I'm going to put it on dimensional dots. Again, I'm going to stick these up in here, and I think I have 3 of those. Yep. So I think I'm going to put that up in there. And again, I'm going to put a gingham flower there. Then I've got, this was a tag that I had already pre-cut that was in my stash. But I will put a link to a die cut below in the description where all of this information will be. Some of the things I don't have links to, but most of it I do. I will put this down below for a die for a tag, and I'm gonna put that over in here. And then I had these little, I guess I call them tags or file folder labels. One that says details, one that says facts and who I am. And what I'm gonna do here is just put down how old I was in these photos and that kind of information. So I thought I'd put that down in there. Then I've got some bling once I get this all cut down or pasted down. And those are a little bit different. They're a little bit more glittery, I guess. So I'm going to use those, and then I'm going to use these glitter gems from Close to My Heart, and they're in silver. And then I have two different ribbons. I have a ribbon from Close to My Heart that is velvet, and I thought about using that over here on the tag. I just kind of like the texture it offers. And then I have the satin one. So I'm going to cut some out and I'm going to see what I like. So let me get these items glued down and I'll be right back with you. All right, I think I am done. I'm going to add some journaling over here and put these details down like this. I've added the velvet ribbon and then I've glued down the tails of it so it would kind of pop up off the page, and I have some contrast here between the creamy color and the black velvet. I've gone ahead and put the rhinestones from Close to My Heart on all of the flowers under here, although you may not see that, but I put it under there. I've put the gingham flowers from my stash there. The photo memories is up on some 3D foam tape or squares. I put some more of the sequins down in here and up here. There's 3 in each place. And I've done this, the 3D foam dots and the sequins, like I had done up here. So I'll add on my journaling, and then I will go ahead and take some still shots and have those up after this video. I hope you will consider joining me and subscribing. It would mean a lot. And again, all of the links for the products that are available will be down below in the description. And you'll see a word under the title that says more. You just hit that and then everything opens up for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave me a message. And by the way, I will be having a drawing for free product at the end of January, which is coming up. So please, all you have to do is leave a comment and subscribe, and then I will get that drawing done at the end of the month, and I'll be posting here on my channel who is the winner of that product, and I will get that out to you. I will drop you an email, and just it'll say on it, you're the winner from Susan Sutherland. So you'll know to open that because I'll be asking you for your mailing address. So here we go. Here are the still shots, and until next time, bye-bye.